Newest alligator census, and Polk County has once again topped this list. You can see Lake Kissimmee right there coming in, which Polk County, of course, shares with Osceola County. This is home, of course, to so many waterways with, of course, so many of our gators in our state. Now, you can see coming in number 2, Lake Hatchineah, Lake Pierce, number 3. 4 other Polk County waterways also made that list. Counting gators is...
Well, there is bad news for Cheddar Bay biscuit lovers out there because right now Red Lobster is considering closing more stores across the country, including a handful right here in the Bay Area.
The closures are part of the bankruptcy plan, which Red Lobster filed for last month. And according to the court filings, more than 130 additional locations could close if Red Lobster is unable to renegotiate leases. Florida has 26 locations being eyed, the largest number of potential closures than any other state. 6 of the locations are right here in our area. They're in Clearwater, Lakeland, Port Richey, Spring Hill, St. Pete, and in Tampa, all on the chopping block. Red Lobster has yet to announce or confirm these additional store closings.
Florida's emergency hub may be stationed in a local city. We will tell you where and what this could mean for future storm preparedness.
Final spin after the break. A look back at the legacy created by Wheel of Fortune host Pat Sajak and a sneak peek of his final episode airing tonight right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
Keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay with Courtney Robinson, Frank Wiley, and Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. 10 Tampa Bay is live right now.
All right, so what you're seeing right here, right in this net, there it is, all of that plastic waste being pulled out of the ocean. It's being collected from what's known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
Yeah, you can't miss it, right? This is in an area twice the size of Texas, if you can imagine that, located in the Pacific Ocean between Hawaii and California. Well, tonight, the cleanup efforts just got a $15 million boost to clean up this issue. The grant is going to a nonprofit organization that has made it their mission to clean up the ocean. Officials say the grant will help remove 15 million pounds of plastic before it breaks down and turns into microplastics.
So important.
The state of Florida's emergency hub could soon be in Polk County, according to the governor's cabinet agenda. Right now, they're looking at a 40-acre site in Auburndale. While the specific location is unclear, we do know on this project, they're scheduled to take up the matter this coming Wednesday, June 12th.
Absolutely. Want to point this out, too. We know the hub would not be ready in time for this hurricane season because we're in it right about now. When it is up and running, though, it would help structure and mobilize emergency response. So always important detail.
And it makes sense right there on I-4, right in the center. But we have seen, those storms, they move across, and we've seen damage in Polk County.
Oh, yeah. And it's nice, like you said, to have an interstate close by where folks can get to, and it's easy to locate. But yeah, it'd be great when that's finished. Yeah. So for now, we are not expecting any development in the tropics in the next 2 to 5 days. But we are looking at a plume of moisture to come into our region from the tropics, from the Gulf, and that's going to increase our rain chances for next week. We really could use it right now, though. So, tropical outlook, the tropics are quiet at this time, and I know a lot of you are thinking, well, I thought it was going to be an above average season. Well, remember, just because it's a quiet start to the season doesn't mean it won't be a busy or an impactful season. And also, all those storms that were forecasted to be named, they could be storms that form in the Atlantic. We're just getting the season started. It started June 1st. And the other year, this is the first time in 10 years, the second time in 10 years, excuse me, that we didn't have a storm form ahead of the June 1st date. But the other year that happened was the year that we had Hurricane Ian. So again, just to drive this home, just because it's a quiet start to the season doesn't mean that it won't be impactful. It doesn't mean that it won't be busy. The water is definitely warm right now. There's a couple things that are steering the tropics and the storm development away in the Atlantic basin. One of those has been Saharan dust. But let's get into our storms that are across our region right now. That severe thunderstorm warning just expired for Okeechobee County. Wasn't in our viewing area, but it was right next door. Let's zoom into these storms that are in Highlands County. A little bit bit of lightning. We see these storms crossing over US 27, crossing over US 98, heading eastward, so they are leaving our area, and then moving up to Polk County. We have little baby cells that have been popping up and moving over US 17 at this time. Also, US 27 looks like they had a nice drink of water there north of Lake Wales, but it probably didn't last long. Drought conditions, unfortunately, have not improved. In fact, they got worse. You see this area highlighted in that orange color. That would be that severe level of drought for Southwest Florida and extending into a small portion of southern Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, and the rest of Hillsborough County under that moderate level of drought. Any way you slice it, we are starved for rain in a large portion of our area, and we really need to catch up here. It is rainy season, but it just hasn't woken up yet. Mid-Florida Credit Union, Lakeland, beautiful picture here. Again, we have storms just to the east of that camera. Current temperatures right now are spread across the lower 90s. We also have some mid-90s out there in our inland locations that's not seeing the rain. The areas along the coast, thanks to a nice westerly breeze, we have some marks that are actually in the mid-80s, but get this, when you factor in the humidity, it feels like it's in the triple digits, and this will be the trend as we go into this weekend as well. And a lot of people always argue, well, isn't the feels like temperature the same thing as air temperature? Not necessarily. When you have high humidity values, think of your body like an air conditioner. That sweat can't evaporate as quickly, and that means your body can't cool down as fast. So that's why we talk about the heat index and feels like temperatures, which will, again, remain high for this weekend in the triple digits. But here's some promising news. Look at this. Atmospheric moisture. This is that plume of tropical moisture that wants to make its way into our region come Thursday and Friday. That could lead to a more steady and consistent rain for our area and give us what we need to get out of this drought that we have been riding through for quite some time. Expected rain in the next 5 days, you see that reflected there. It really starts to turn on the faucet, if you will, come Tuesday and Wednesday. So on the 7-day forecast here, again, Tuesday onward, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rain chances look more promising thanks to that moisture in the Gulf.
And remember, we are your hurricane headquarters. We're here to keep you informed, prepared, and connected. So if you missed our Storm Ready special last week, you can catch it again this Sunday, June 9th. It airs at noon. You can also watch it anytime on the 10 Tampa Bay Plus app, which is on your streaming device.
This right here has been a thing for a minute, right? We have seen the before, now it's time for the after. This evening, Pat Sajak says his final goodbye to Wheel of Fortune.
You know, can't really.
I know.
What's next, right? After hosting the show for 41 years, the 77-year-old is offering his parting words to the audience. Jolene Kent looks back at his legendary career.
Well, the time has come to say goodbye.
A record-setting career now coming to a close.
It's been an incredible privilege to be invited into millions of homes, night after night, year after year.
For more than 4 decades.
$1 billion!
And more than 8,000 episodes. We've all had the good fortune
Yeah, who cares?
of spending part of our evenings with Pat Sajak.
Here's your new host.
My name is Pat Sajak, and I've been fortunate enough to wander onto the set.
His wit and charm jumping off the screen into our living rooms.
The only reason I'm laughing is because your mother is patting my rear end.
You're trying to get Rocco involved in the skateboarding?
He's a French bulldog, so large head, short legs, so you can do the math.
That's how I got this job.
And with each spin, bought vowel,
A.
Sure, 3 A's.
solved puzzle,
Gail?
A strange loop wins the Tony.
Yeah, that's it.
and of course, a notable miss or two.
Tavares, right in the butt? What? No.
Sajak's turn as the affable host with Vanna White by his side made him a TV legend.
When I first started, I was so green. You made me so comfortable and made me so confident, Pat. You made me who I am. You really did.
Sajak also spoke to his daughter Maggie about the show's staying power.
People come up to us almost every day, sometimes in tears, saying, I used to watch the show with my grandmother, now I'm watching it with my kids, or my kids learned the alphabet from your show, or my mom came from the Philippines and learned to speak English. We didn't intend any of that, and yet we've become this sort of cohesive bond between people and generations and families and friends. That's been awfully gratifying.
Now, Sajak will hand the reins over to a decorated host in his own right as Ryan Seacrest buzzes in for his turn at the wheel.
It really does feel like an end of an era when it comes
Angelique Jackson is a senior entertainment writer at Variety who says Sajak's storied career could be impossible to replicate.
Can anyone else get 41 seasons and pull it off the way he did? I mean, quite simply, no. This is just not the way that TV works anymore. You don't have a game show that is part of everybody's lives when they are a child, and then they are married, and then they are a parent, and then they are a grandparent. This is a total anomaly and really will help Pat go down in the record books.
Despite the very big shoes that Ryan Seacrest will have to fill, he'll be guided by a steady hand. Vanna White is planning to stay on an extra year, but certainly an end of an era. A game show host who survived 7 presidents. Jolene Kent, CBS News, Los Angeles.
It's the only way that we have known Wheel of Fortune, right, is Pat and Vanna. And
yeah.
I think it's a good point what Pat was talking about there, about connecting all the generations. You said you watched it with your grandmother.
Sat down with Big Mama and Papa and watched the Wheel of Fortune every single night. And you know what? Pat had the one-liners. That was my thing. He always had
Still
the zingers.
has those one-liners.
Yeah.
And you can watch Pat Sajak's final episode right here on 10 Tampa Bay at 7. Don't know about the one-liners. Maybe a little bit of tears on this one. Heading back to the basics after the...
Some Bay Area businesses are pushing back against new legislation that would ban certain hemp products. Hi there, I'm Leid. Coming up all new at 6 tonight, what business owners and people who use these products are saying about this legislation and the impact it would have on them. Join us for this and more.
And we love her for it, too. That record will eventually be showcased at Sarasota's Ringling Museum of Art. Mama Human's vinyl will join dozens of others in an exhibit highlighting contemporary music in the community.
What a great voice.
I know. Great spirit. Mama Human was joined by her daughter to create that record.
I was wondering if that was her daughter, and, asked why Mama Human did this. Why'd you want to participate in this opportunity? She said, well, my daughter made me do it.
Well, why not, right?
Result decision.
And new life could be coming to a Bay Area plaza left vacant for years. Details of the plan to revive Tangerine Plaza in St. Pete. 10 Tampa Bay is live right now.
And we start right now with growing calls for Governor DeSantis to veto a bill that just hit his desk minutes ago. It would ban both Delta 8 and many other hemp products in Florida. Good evening. I'm Courtney Robinson, in tonight for Dave.
And I'm Leid. 10 Tampa Bay's Aaron Pershijan shares the concerns after lawmakers greenlit the legislation.
A lot of now 18 could live without.
I just can't fathom why anyone would make it not available, to people.
In St. Petersburg, Aaron Pershijan, 10 Tampa Bay.
Proponents of the legislation in Tallahassee say the hemp industry has gotten out of control THC products, lightening dispensaries to drug dealers. Meantime, in November, Florida voters will weigh in on a proposed amendment that would legalize recreational marijuana across the state.
An update now on the confrontation between a Lakeland teenager and 2 police officers. The officers arrested the teen on charges of trespassing, battery on a law enforcement officer, and resisting arrest. But just hours ago, those charges were officially dropped. 10 Tampa Bay's Eric Glasser has reaction from Jamal Hudson, his family, and local community leaders who say this does not end here.
Well, we found out that the Bay.
The Lakeland Police Department says Chief Sam Taylor has already ordered an administrative review by the department's Office of Professional Standards. Right now, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is trying to find out.
Investigators are now trying to find the cause of that fire. Now, even with that rain, we are still dealing with some drought issues in this area. Meteorologist Colleen Campbell joins us now with the latest.
Definitely, Carolina. I have Polk County highlighted here so you can see how those drought conditions are doing in that county alone, but the surrounding area as well. We've really been talking about the drought monitor is updated every Thursday. So Polk County, just by itself, we had some change here. This abnormally dry yellow color has been pushed up north of I-40 I-4. Before it was below I-4, and now this area of moderate drought has taken over. Moderate drought, that means that we have some damage to crops and pastures. There is a higher fire risk, and the streams, wells, and reservoirs are low. And that's not just for Polk County. You can see even worse conditions down in southwest Florida and a portion of our viewing area that's under a severe level of drought. But there is a silver lining. We have a few pop-up showers right now in Polk County, and next week, a plume of tropical moisture. What I mean by that coming up in my full forecast.
Tonight, we have answers to a question Madeira Beach residents have been wanting to know. Can caddies put chairs and tables on the beach? We took this question to city officials. You're back.
An update now to a story we have been following for months now. Changes are coming to Tangerine Plaza in St. Petersburg. The St. Petersburg City Council approved a new development plan with the Sugar Hill Group. Now, this includes a new grocery store for that plaza as well.
Keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay with Carolina Leid, Dave Wagner, meteorologist Natalie Ferrari, and sports with Evan Klosky. 10 Tampa Bay is live right now.
Right now, Dogs Inc., formerly known as Southeastern Guide Dogs, is working to train puppies and their humans.
The nonprofit trains extraordinary guide dogs that service a range of people in all 50 states. But the thorough training process, it gets its start right here in Tampa Bay. Today does so to say you're going to have to give them up.
Yes, that's the hard part, but you're doing a good job. You're doing a good thing. So as your hurricane headquarters, we are here to keep you informed, prepared, and connected. So if you missed our Storm Ready special, you can catch it again this Sunday, June 9th. That's at 12 p.m. You can also watch it anytime you want. You'll find that on the 10 Tampa Bay Plus app on your streaming device. And you just want to go through it. There's so much good information in there. Your team really worked hard on it.
Yeah, and we had a good time working on it, but there's also a lot of great information in there. So always something you can learn from those specials. So sit inside in the AC, turn it on, and enjoy. And of course, if anybody ever has any questions, they could always reach out to us.
Absolutely. What I want to learn about is rain. What are we looking at here?
I know. We are really starving for rain. And we have a plume of tropical moisture that's on the way. I kind of teased that. So let's get to it. What do I mean by that? The tropical outlook is quiet at this time. Next 2 to 5 days, we're not expecting any development in the tropics, but we have a plume of moisture that is on the way. So what I mean by that is we have all of this moisture that's coming in from the Gulf, and the models are a little back and forth on where this moisture wants to arrive to. Of course, we know that Florida is right in the crosshairs of all that moisture. Now, this is not expected to be a tropical system at this time. Could it form into a tropical system? Yeah, absolutely, if the elements are all there. One of the elements would be heat and moisture. We know that the Gulf is very warm right now, but there's a couple other things that go into it, like calmer winds. So this is all the way out to Friday. So we're talking about this upcoming week, a week from today, and you see all the purples and blues there. That means that we're going to have a moisture-rich atmosphere. And what goes up must come down, right? We are waiting for all of that rain to just pour on top of us. Let it loose, baby, because we have been sitting so dry. So we're looking forward to that. You can see how rain chances really start to increase here, moving from about Tuesday onward. So this weekend will be on the drier side. Precip chance is very low, really favoring southwest Florida. But then Tuesday and Wednesday, you see all that green and yellow. That's where our precip chances really start to turn on. We do have another severe thunderstorm warning that has popped onto the board. No, it's not in our viewing area, but it's our neighbors. Indian River, Okeechobee, and St. Lucie counties all under that severe thunderstorm warning until 6:30. These storms are moving eastward, so we don't have to worry about them. Highlands County had a couple cells that brought some water to US 27, crossed over that, and then US 98. And again, it's pushing eastward, so we no longer have to worry about those. And Polk County had a few little baby cells that brought a very quick rinse to portions of areas like Haines City, for example. Haines City may have even been dry. North of that, I'll say US 17. South of Kissimmee. Moving on to our temperatures across our region, we are in the lower 90s. We have some mid-90s in those inland locations that have not seen the rain. And then our coastal locations are seeing a little bit cooler thanks to a nice westerly breeze. So we have our marine forecast here. Great day to be out on the water. Our winds are nice and calm, light chop. and the UV index is high, so wear that SPF. Forecasted temperatures next few hours only falling to the lower 80s tonight. Overnight, we could drop down into some upper 70s along the coast, maybe inlands, but this weekend, turning on the heat again, heat index values in the triple digits. Rainfall forecast, again, not really looking like much here this weekend, but we're looking forward to next week. Again, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all that moisture pulls into our region, and hopefully we can get out of this drought. Remember, the drought monitor is updated every Thursday, so we may see some reflections of that rain starting on Tuesday. We'll keep tracking it for you.
Now, night after night, year after year, decade after decade.
After helming the wheel for 41 years at more than 8,000 episodes, Pat Sajak is saying goodbye to America's favorite game. You can watch Pat's entire speech at the end of his Wheel of Fortune episode. That is tonight at 7 right here on 10 Tampa Bay. It's here.
It's an end of an era. But you know what? I feel like he can still go another 10 years if he wanted to. He looks great.
I grew up with him.
Yeah,
That's what
we
we
all
watched
did.
in my
Yeah.
grandma's
It'd be
house.
weird. Yeah.
It's tough, but I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here at 11 for Nightside.